For example, 21st century republicanism. We've had a session on culture and the arts. We've had one on the environment, the end of capitalism or the end of the environment. And we're having one in the same type of series on drugs this afternoon. So you're very welcome. We have three speakers. Pepe hasn't arrived yet, but that's all right. It's controversial. There is no easy answers, there's no easy solutions. There are differences of opinion on the whole question of drugs, and in fact what is a drug, and how far do you include alcohol and cigarettes, and there's a bigger wider issue. People approach it from a medical point of view, from a social point of view, from a political point of view, blah. So there's no easy answers to many of the problems that I'm sure both Kieran, Anna and Pepe will. And if needs be, if it's the thought of the meeting that we should have another session at some stage, that we, the Communist Party, are trying to encourage as far as possible some thoughts and some ideas and have some solutions. Can I just say from the outset, given my age, which is long and lengthy, I've been impressed in my political career with what I would call social movements that have arisen in this city. Right? Some of them may call your time. But they are movements which arose from ordinary working class people, particularly in this city, at social injustice which affected them, their lives, their families and their future. And the three that I would point out in particular was the unemployed action groups, which became very prominent here in the 50s, right, which were mass movements involving thousands and thousands of unemployed people who took direct action from sitting down in the streets to eventually electing a member of Parliament, probably the only one in Western Europe who was elected as an unemployed person, representing the unemployed. But they were mass protests of ordinary people that galvanised the working class in the city. The second one later, 15, 20 years, was the housing action committees. Again, which saw thousands of ordinary people take to the streets. And when I say take to the streets, I mean claiming the streets. Right, with sit-downs, with occupations, with squatting, with all that, involving thousands and thousands of people, working class people, sustained campaigns over long periods, with getting certain results from their agitations, with a self-confidence that they themselves had taken on whatever needs to be taken on to try and remedy injustices. The third campaign, which is fresh, was the anti-drugs movement in the city, which, as we know, has spread to other cities. But there again, with the introduction, particularly of heroin in the late 70s and early 80s, resulted in devastation in working class communities. Utter devastation. Such that the ordinary working class people in inner city estates and then spreading out through the suburbs to Tala and all the rest took action, organised themselves from the grassroots up and demanded action to remedy the situation. At a time, and both Kieran and I will tell this more than I, at a time when the whole bloody establishment was opposed to them, was opposed to the working class taking action, called them vigilantes and IRA provos and all the rest, and actually took repressive measures against the mass activities of working class people. Right? Now they're the three things that, the three social movements, mass movements that bear so much on my own activities, on my own thinking, and in certain ways being in awe. I want to say that in introducing it because both our speakers, our three speakers as well, can deal with the response that the communities, their communities, try to give to the scourge of drugs and all that went with that. and how they saw and their activities and the community activities in trying to find remedies that were doing justice to the lives and families and living conditions of the people, right? And that's all I want to say, because the people that I'm going to introduce you to were in the middle of that struggle, were leading that struggle, were involved with that struggle, were looking for remedies, were finding remedies, were finding solutions, and yes, the drug problem is as bad as it was. As bad as it was as when the communities first took action. And many of the reforms, the solutions, right, have fallen apart. And as we know, and Pepe in particular would tell us, that still 90% of the heroin sold in Dublin streets and Irish streets comes from, wait for it, Afghanistan. And the connection between imperial control, the world trade, the commercialization, you know, is completely intertwined with what we're trying to do here. Kieran is going to speak first.